All right, hopefully I did that right. I'm back again for another riveting live stream. My hat's crooked as hell. Nah, I think just my head's crooked. My skull is lopsided as hell. Oh well. Okay, today I'm going live. For anybody watching this on the replay, first of all, thanks for coming back and watching. I guess I'm supposed to look right there, so it looks like I'm looking you in the face. But for some reason, I gotta look at myself because it's hard not to, but I'll try to look up here. So at least it looks like I'm talking to you. Today I'm going to go live on Facebook and then just download it and then upload it to YouTube. I tried to do it the other way a couple days ago. Tried to go live on YouTube and then put it on Facebook. It didn't work. I don't know why it didn't work. There's probably a way of doing it. I'm just not that savvy, but I know it works the other way, so that's what I'm going to do. It's snowing. It's freezing cold here. Nothing going on with the bees, just same old crap. So I went live the other day, talked about a few things, about how goofy organic beekeeping is. The idea of it is goofy, doesn't make sense. I don't even remember. A few other things. I didn't think it went too bad. Don't think it went too bad. But then I did get a really weird comment from James Lee. James Lee's Bees. You'll probably see him in the comment section under this video and under the YouTube video. Dude's just a total weirdo. So what I wanted to do, so this individual left a really long comment, many parts, put a ton of work into this comment, watched my whole video, took notes, took notes of ways to try to discredit me. It's funny. I mean, I don't care. I'm not a victim or anything. Do whatever you want. But I want to go through that comment. I very briefly looked at it. I didn't investigate it to see how true it is. Or you'll see what I mean in a minute. This live here that I'm doing is probably gonna be completely boring and just totally uninteresting to 99% of the world. But it's just something to do, just to see what happens. But I do want to go through this comment because. So before I do that, the gist of the comment is that during my last live stream, I committed many fallacies, many whatever you would call it, argumentative fallacies. Okay. Well, we'll see. I mean, I know a little bit. I'm not a professional. I'm not extremely educated on all the fallacies. I know the most common ones, logical fallacies, straw man, red herrings, appeal to authorities, false dichotomies, those kind of things. I know those when I see them. The only problem is, well, the funny thing is, my last live, I wasn't in a debate with anyone. I was just shit talking, really. That's what I do. I stay as truthful as I possibly can and try to be as serious as I can. But then I do talk shit. I mean, that's just, everybody does. I mean, I just kind of do it on these goofy ass platforms. But the video in question, let me just add it to my screen here. The sad thing is, this is going to force me to have to look at my fat face and listen to my annoying voice, which is not really what I wanted to do. Let me see if I can switch this around. Okay. Oh, where do I even go? All right. So just to make it even clearer just how much work was put into this very long, weird, kind of stalky, obsessive comment. Bro put timestamps in there, like exact timestamps in the comment. And anybody who watches YouTube, you can put timestamps most people put like one. They'll say, I like this one part, and they'll put 5 minutes 30 seconds, or this was stupid at 7 minutes and 28 seconds. This guy, like, he got like, I don't know, it was like at least 15 timestamps. So I'm gonna go through the timestamps. This is gonna probably be boring. I don't blame you for clicking out. But this might be educational, maybe not about beekeeping, but in debating. I don't know. If I knew I was in a formal debate that was going to be scrutinized by some type of professional debate referee, I would have chosen my phrasing differently. But it's weird to point out like fallacy, logical fallacies in just like normal everyday speech. It's weird. It's a weird thing to do. All right, let's play a little bit. I'm gonna scroll down. Can you see that? Yeah. It's cold in here. I'm actually getting the shivers here. I'm scrolling down to this comment. Okay, so it appears that at 3:20, I have what's called a false dichotomy or a false dilemma. Very, very common. Doing organic. So let's see what I say. Apparently, I'm gonna say something about something where I'm gonna say there's two choices, but there's actually many or more than two. Style beekeeping is just like a stepping stone to treatment-free beekeeping, and it's not. It's nothing. Yeah, there's either treating or there's not treating. Organic beekeeping, first, it doesn't really make sense. There's no as all these stupid ass beekeepers on YouTube and Facebook, they just love to cry about someone labeling their honey organic because there's no. All right, so we're going off. I think I already know the part he's talking about. All right, so this goofball, we're off to a really weak start there, Mr. Lee. You stink. He says that he's claiming that my assertion that there's either treating or there's not treating is a false dilemma, is a false dichotomy. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. I don't know how much more to say than that, but a false dichotomy or false dilemma might have been you need to either use, which I see all the time, is you need to use this treatment or that treatment, or you need to use oxalic acid or whatever the fuck else you guys use, Apistan or something. I don't know. And if I was to say those are the two you have, that's your choices right there, one or the other. That's a false dichotomy. When it comes to treating and not treating, that's all there is. There's you either do nothing or you do something. So yeah, so we're off to a weak start. Hopefully, I hope that's not the best this guy has. So he's wrong. Thing about a comment like that, it'll sit there and people just assume that so much obsessive work was put into it that it must be true, and they won't fact check it. But we're off to a bad start. Let's go to the second timestamp. I'm going to scroll back down. Let's see. Hasty generalization. Let's see if I make a hasty generalization. Okay. It's just a big stupid joke. Anybody who tries to talk about how they do organic beekeeping and they think they did something commendable, they didn't. They're just renaming something. Pretty much everybody's an organic beekeeper by these organic standards. It's a dumb attempt at trying to separate yourself from commercial beekeepers. Okay, I mean, really? That's a hasty generalization. Let's see if I can explain that better. This is easier than I thought. I've listened to the queen of supposed organic beekeeping, Robin, speak about this shit constantly, and many dozens of other beekeepers who say that oxalic acid is organic, thymol is organic, whatever. Well, the other ones are all organic treatments. Um, Brood breaks are an organic treatment. They're non-chemical treatment. Queen, those are all things that I would say 95% of beekeepers that treat do. You have to use some really wicked, weird stuff. I just don't. I'm not up to date on all the treatments. Okay, I don't use them, but whatever the other ones are, anything that's going to get you disqualified from organic treatment, it's only a few things. So there's nothing hasty about that. That's obvious. It's very obvious. This is weird, dude. He's wrong again. Let's go. And also just before I get another long list of whatever type of fallacies I'm making today, I'm not focused that hard on whether I'm making debate worthy arguments like in a professional, like I'm on a team debating something. This is just what I do. I'm comfortable making these arguments that they're anything that I'm wrong about. I'm going to immediately adopt the correct position on. I'm not going to hold on to a wrong argument. That's stupid, and it sounds like something I wouldn't want to do. It sounds exhausting. It's not. Yuck. I don't know. Let's go to another one. Hasty generalization. I'm not really that familiar with, but there was nothing incorrect about what I said. Oh, here we go. So we have another false dichotomy. Maybe it'll be a false dichotomy. Let's see. I said all that to say organic beekeeping means nothing. It results in nothing special. It's stupid. And anybody trying to promote it and just preaching about it is just don't take them seriously. There's only treating and there's not treating. That's all there is. There's no middle area. There's no like your definition of treating. There's treating. Wait, so he just like pointed out the same thing that I already said and just was wrong twice. So I guess if you thought I was wrong the first time, if you thought it was a false choice the first time, you're gonna think it again the second time because I was just repeating myself, which I do that a lot. I don't know. I'm getting old. He's wrong again. This dude's weird, man. Dude's a weird con artist. Let's go to the next logical fallacy that I did. An ad hominem. Oh, okay, so here before I even say anything about that, yeah. I mean, ad hominem. I wake up doing ad hominems. I do ad hominems in my sleep. That's weird. So an ad hominem is just when you say something about somebody, and you're not even focused on what you're talking about. So if I'm arguing with somebody about what's the best cat food, and I just say, "Well, you're just a fucking idiot." Yeah, that's an ad hominem. I do that a lot. But dude was hurt enough to sit there and write it down. So let's see which ad hominem I did here because it looks like there's quite a few. Yeah, that's just a normal thing. Nothing wrong with that. I said all that to say organic beekeeping means nothing. It results in nothing special. Okay, here, you know what? So I'll point out my own fallacy there. When I said means nothing, yeah, that probably doesn't make too much sense. What it means is very little, is what I should have said. It means extremely little. It's just something for a beekeeper to say, oh, well, there's oxalic acid in honey. It already exists in honey. And same thing with formic acid. There's already formic acid in the hive, so it's automatically perfectly fine. It just gives them like this way to bail out, to make them feel better about propping up unfit bees with treatments. I don't even care if they're chemical or not, or if they're mechanical. It's still treatment. So yeah, I'm pointing out my own mistake. I was just speaking kind of like, what would you call it? Like in an extreme way, not extreme, but oh man, my vocabulary just stinks as usual. I wasn't being subtle. I was like, what do you call it? Kind of speaking in absolutes there. Okay, lock me up. What was he talking about? So here I'm about to do an ad hominem. It's stupid, and
Okay,
anybody,
so
it's probably just me saying it's stupid. Oh well, I mean, that's just how I talk sometimes. To me, it is stupid. It's stupid, and it's an ad hominem. Okay, so here he goes all the way for another 3-4 minutes, and I do another ad hominem. Okay, when I say treaters just don't get it, they don't get it. They're ignorant.
yeah,
They're not intelligent.
yeah, okay.
They they see something right in front of their face and they're just in denial. But quickly, let me just okay. So I guess my my crime there was saying that they're unintelligent instead of saying a a number of them are unintelligent. So he just doesn't. James here can't subscribe to the idea that if it doesn't apply, let it fly. He's I don't know what you call it, the main character of everything. So if I say anything, he's a victim. When I hear someone say, I don't know, everyone who graduated from Reading High is stupid. That's I wouldn't get really mad about it. Um, I'm definitely not the smartest, but I don't feel like they're talking about me. But this guy feels like he's being talked about. Yeah, so that's an ad hominem. Okay, okay. Cry harder, I guess. I don't know. It's a big deal. Oh god, another one. So here's one. A causal oversimplification. I can't wait for this one. Like, dude must have had the book open, running these through like some type of uh, fallacy checker. I don't know. Let's see. His counts are still high. Now, somebody like me looks at somebody with some sense and some knowledge of how selection works and any type of elementary school biology experience knows when you have to increase so much to get the same levels, that's resistance, period. And here it sounds like he's increased it so much and is not getting any good results. So if you look at that and you don't think resistance is happening, you're just being ignorant. You're in denial. Oh, okay. So that's real simple. Then, what I said is the reason that he thinks it's an oversimplification. That's just going to be an excuse. So when I say, "Look at what you're doing," look at what you're doing. Look at what you're doing, like in the amounts and the time and the frequency over time and the amounts again on top of that over such a long period, and you're still getting this. I say that's evidence of call what the fuck you want, but that's resistance. That's like uh, selecting mites for to where they're just not reacting to this exposure of whatever the hell you're using. And he thinks that's an oversimplification. Well, that's the thing. Selection is very simple. It's very simple. It's hard for someone that thinks the Earth is 6,000 years old to understand that. I know, because that throws your ability to understand much of anything into question. But it is simple. It can't be oversimplified. So just wrong again, dude. Okay, where was I? Hasty generalization. God damn, how many are there? Oh my god, I thought there was Yeah, you know what? I don't have all night. Look at this. I'm scrolling all the way down. It just keeps going and going and going and going. Oh my god! I didn't know it was that many. I didn't know it was that many. I thought it was maybe 10 or so. I didn't know it was. Yeah. So there might be a bigger problem here than just like my little logical fallacies in just normal everyday speech. You know, I didn't know I was being held to those standards. It's really weird. Imagine you're talking to someone and they're like, "Oh, well, that's an argument from incredulity." No, you just made a causal oversimplification. And they're just talking. They're having like a normal human being conversation. Let's skip down to something because ad hominems. Yeah, okay. So I called people stupid a bunch of times. I said people were ignorant. Um, I may have called someone an asshole. Uh, okay, I'm guilty of all those. But let's go with this argument from incredulity. You don't think resistance is happening? You're just being ignorant. You're in denial. Uh, you can keep doing it, but really, people like this, like these guys, the stream team people, should really shut up about treatment-free beekeepers. Should never talk about them because look at what they're doing. Look at their results. I don't even know what the other two knuckleheads are up to. Huh? Yeah, I don't know. He must have a lot of these timestamps really close together because I swear I skipped a couple. Why is it still at the same place? Um. Okay, yeah. So he's claiming that I made all these. So one problem is I'm not familiar with all these fallacies. Um, a two kook, whatever this is. Let me Google it real quick. You say I committed a two kook. I mean, let's see real quick. See, I mean, I'm admitting that I'm just ignorant about this because I have no idea what the hell. Maybe it'll make sense. Okay, a two kook. A two kook is a logical fallacy where someone deflects criticism by accusing their accuser of the same fault, essentially saying you do it too. It's a type of ad hominem. Okay, so it's like an appeal to hypocrisy. You could have just fucking said that, dude. You didn't have to be all French about it or Latin. Let's see. It's basically like a whataboutism, I guess, is the kind of layman's way of saying it. Let's see my little tukoki here. Really, people like this, like these guys, the stream team people, should really shut up about treatment-free beekeepers. Should never talk about them because look what they're doing. Look at their results. I don't even know what the other two knuckleheads are up to. Uh, I'll scoot. I'll play up another couple seconds and I'll scoot forward. Wait a second.
And we'll see what we have. Here's our.
What did I to coke about? What did I? Where did I say a whataboutism? Now, see, now this is getting a little bit weird because it's almost like he's just putting random timestamps in. I didn't do any type of hypocrisy there. I didn't. I didn't say, oh, they're doing what I do. What is a faulty analogy? Okay, let's see. So 15 minutes, I make a faulty analogy. I'm gonna end up deleting this long goofy comment just because it's flawed big time. It's like I don't want people seeing this comment with all these fake accusations that aren't true because they're not going to spend the time to go through and say, look, he didn't commit any of these things. So I'm probably going to delete it. I don't delete many comments, but let's see my faulty analogy. They don't test the average population of the bees. They go for the part where they expect all the mites to be, and then they hold on. So far, that's fucking true because I've heard of a billion people talking about how they tested for mites and they just shook the bees in, and people are asking what frames did they get it from. You got to get it from here. You can't do it from there. So far, that's correct. Let me see what else. They get their sample and they say that's how many are in there. Yeah. Now, just think about it. You're going to where they are. You can't. It's like saying in your state, you got a big state,
Yeah.
and you say that the little city has all the crime in it,
Right.
because that's where all the people are. That's where all the people are. They're all crowded together, and that's where all the crime happens.
Right.
And then you say the whole state has crime everywhere. It doesn't. It's only right in that
Exactly.
spot, or mostly in that spot.
Yeah, so he's dead wrong again. Dude, this is like easier than I thought. Dead wrong again. That was a good analogy. That was a good analogy. That was a fuck. It was good. It wasn't faulty. It's an example of averaging something out over a big thing when all the problem part is in one spot. I mean, I don't know how many other ways. What other analogies are there? Yeah, it's a good one. I don't think there needs to be a better one. You're averaging out the number of something over an area where it's not at. Yeah. Is this dude for real? Yeah, he's wrong again. Let's see. I'm find another one. I'm not going to do too many more of these because so far every single one is wrong. Faulty analogy. Oh, let's see a straw man. I know what that is. Did I do a straw man? That's a very, very common fallacy. People make straw mans. They commit straw mans all day, every day. I probably do all the time in normal speech, but let's see how I did it in this video. It's just that there's probably a beekeeper like me across the field somewhere that didn't treat their bees, and I guess that's why all those mites are there, right? Because mite bombs in a crowded little yard like that. Mite bombs somewhere. That's always a good something you can blame it on, or maybe, yeah, I don't know. Let me just say hi to my buddies here. Hey. All right, so he said that I did a straw man there. That wouldn't have been a straw man. Let me back that up a little bit because it did. 17. Let me just back this up. I don't know, a couple, not too far. Let's try there. Let's let this play a little bit. Bombs in a crowded little yard like that. Mite bombs somewhere. That's always hold on. Like me across the field somewhere that didn't treat their bees. Why do I keep doing it at the same exact spot? Help.
A way to double check for the queen. You can look on the frame, and then when you put them in here, you can look and make sure she's not in here. And then you just take them. What I like to do, I got to be careful here because I don't want to.
Yes, I don't want to watch all this.
So a lot of them just.
So he, with all that talking about not watching the queen, he comes very close to watching the queen. I'm going to just slowly scoot it forward here. I'm going to swirl it around. What's this? Okay, let's see.
A minute, then we'll see what the results are. Let's see if we have any mites. Yeah, we do. Oh, yuck.
Okay.
We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I think. Don't like to see that. That is not good.
So I mean, you could just stop right there and say, yeah, okay, like it's not working. What's the excuse? What are you going to make up? What kind of something you could say is just that there's probably a beekeeper. Oh, yeah, no. So I think dude is just randomly typing fallacies into random time slots at this point. I don't know if he, partaking in a little bit of something. I don't know. Maybe I just made a fallacy right there. I think I just made a fallacy while I was speaking. But was there a straw man there? A straw man? What would have been a straw man if I had said something like, "What do you want to do? Just like kill all the bees?" I don't know. Like a straw man is when you're presenting a really obviously correct argument that kind of really doesn't have much to do with what you're talking about, just to get the other person to agree with you. Or they'll say, like for me,
So if I'll say I don't treat my bees, and someone will say, they'll say like, "Oh, do you? So you just want all your bees to die then, or something like that?" And I'll just say, "No, no, no, no." Like they just want that. Like it's weird. Yeah, that's not a straw man. I don't know where that is, and I'm not. This dude ain't gonna do this crap again. Maybe let's see if there's one more or so. I don't want to keep. Let's see. Straw man, ad hominem. I know I called somebody a jackass. Probably an anecdotal fallacy. Now I know what an anecdote is. I know what a fallacy is, but let's see what he calls that, because I'm guessing he's gonna call anything that I say that happens here at my yard, since I'm just one person. Anything positive is just gonna be anecdotal. It's just the best thing they got. Let's see. My yard that had little chunks of wax in them, that have those chunks of little melted wax have been in there for years and years, and they just get redug up. So, wow. I hope Mr. Oliver completely forgot about the existence of wax moths and wax worms. Does wax biodegrade? Yeah, I mean, extremely slowly, but whoa, is he trying to say? Is he trying? Is he trying to say that wax that I had buried in like my flower pots and in my compost piles that had been there for years and they didn't decompose, that's an anecdotal situation? Like he thinks that if someone in Michigan or whatever puts some wax in their compost, that it's gonna break, like there's gonna be different results for that. That's something that I would be embarrassed to. I wouldn't say something so dumb that could be so easily disproved. That's like saying, I could save you 1,500% on beekeeping equipment. Like that's how dumb that would be, because anybody would know that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. It can't be done. So if I tell you, you go ahead and take a ball of wax, like smash it together. Take some pure wax, some melted, like it doesn't have to be really thick, just like some coin-sized little circles of melted wax that dripped. Take a little bit of like honey, kind of like storage comb wax. Take some really dirty, dark black wax and just bury them all together. Now, I can tell you, please put money on it. I'll put my life on it. That the purer the wax, that shit is not breaking down. Maybe the very darkest stuff will, because it's just full of cocoons and it's not much wax in it anymore. But yeah, pure wax is not break. It's not. I mean, yeah, eventually it probably will, but it sure doesn't just decompose like leaves that fall off the tree. And they decompose by the next year. No, wax is almost like plastic in the ground. That's a weird thing to call an anecdotal, whatever the fuck he said. The hell did he say? Anecdotal fallacy. I mean, he could have called my whole operation an anecdotal fallacy. I mean, that would have been made slightly more sense, because he could just do the same thing Robin always does, which is say, "Oh, well, just because Bruce claims that he has, this and that happening, oh, it doesn't happen like that for everyone." But burying some wax in the soil, it's going to be the same. You're going to get the same results. Do it. Oh, yeah. Another straw man. You got a lot of straw mans on here. Let's see. Let's give him one more shot at a straw man. Now, hear how look at his face. Look at his dumbass face when he says that. Please put your fingers on the screen and like go like this so you can see Randy's face. Like he just dropped another gem of knowledge. The only reason we're not up to our necks in wood is because of termites. This is a fucking entomologist, supposedly. He thinks that without termites, we'd be
just to the sky and wood. Does he not know what fungus is? Does he not know what carpenter ants are? Does he not know what woodpeckers are? I mean, I'm just off the top of my head. Does he not know what decomposers are? What the hell? How long you want me to let that play, James? James Lee's bees? How long do you want to let that play until I hear a straw man? There wasn't where was there a straw man? Yeah, okay, well. I'm done with that. I'm done with James Lee's weird long comment here. I'll give you one more look at it here. Look at it. Look at this shit. No one does something like this. Look on the left of your screen how it just keeps going. I'll do one more. Okay, I'll just close it out with one more because he's saying that I make 2 more false dilemmas. Then he says I make a false equivalence, which is basically the same thing. But let's see. It's at the end, so I must have been getting real loopy. I must have got real loopy here and could have been getting tired and made a false equivalence. Let's see. Organic acids do not harm bees and do not leave any residue. So I wouldn't care. I don't care. Or like somebody used to tell me, oh, a vapor oxalic acid is so cheap. Like you get a big bag for a couple bucks and it lasts for all this time. I don't care. I don't care how much it is. You can give me 10 vaporizers for free. I don't even care. Give me a lifetime supply of any treatment. I don't care. I wouldn't even give it away. I would make sure it gets thrown away. I don't care. I wouldn't use it. Okay. And the reasons that I do treatment-free beekeeping isn't even because of that. Because that shit's going to get into hives anyway. You know, it's just, there's junk out there. Bees are gonna suck up some soda that somebody pissed on, or that dripped over a drippy oil, an oil leak from a car. You know, in some place. Yeah, man. Yeah, so that's that. James Lee did not come up with one correct fallacy. I mean, I think I took a nice random sample there. I don't expect any of the other ones to be any more correct. They're all just weird. I really thought I was going to be challenged more. It's no good. So I got a little bit more time. Let me see if I can find something that I saw. I forgot where the heck I saw it. It was on some Alaskan channel. It was Randy Oliver. I know that. So let me put in Randy Oliver. And hopefully it'll come up with this most recent one. That might be it. Hold on, let me see if I gotta show you this. This shit's hilarious. To me, I was dying seeing this. I'm making. Okay, let me just warn you. I'm making a bunch of fallacies right now. Okay, I'm gonna be just making fallacies this whole time I'm talking. Because I'm not in a debate right now. I'm just talking. But let's see. Let's see if I can find the right video. So he was in Alaska here. And it was a couple videos, so it might not have been that long one. Was it this one? Oh my God, it was so... This dude, I can't believe this dude. I can't believe people fall at this guy's feet. Oh, it has to be this one.
Pathogen, if you can...
Let me see if I can back this up. Okay. It's definitely not that one, so let me go back. Is it this one? Randy R? No, it's that. Those two goofballs from that Fitbit channel. Reading the Combs? It looks like that one, but I don't think it's that one. Ah, here it is. Oh, you're in for a treat here.
Could be passed through.
All right, a little backstory. Let's do a little backstory here first. So this guy here, this Alaskan guy, used to be in the treatment-free group. I don't see him anymore, but I don't understand this dude. Kept trying to share these kept trying to push these videos in the group. They're totally irrelevant, off topic. Not a treatment-free beekeeper. Wasn't getting what he wanted. Now I don't hear from him. He even messaged me, wanted me to come on his show. I said, hey, whatever. I'll come on whatever show. I like talking about bees. I don't care if we get along or we don't get along. I think I even said, yeah, he can come over here. Who cares? I don't want to keep making fallacies while I talk. But so here he is, this guy, Randy Oliver. This is weird. This whole interaction is weird, but you got to see this.
Yeah, they'll clean them up overnight. A big, strong.
Look at this. This goof. How are you gonna have a celebrity like Randy Oliver there? Let me make this bigger. You don't need to see my big ass head. You got Randy Oliver, the celebrity. I wouldn't sit there and answer questions next to him in front of a bunch of treaters. Like, it's just weird to me. But he's doing the old, let me answer the really easy questions. You put a frame in, your bees will clean it up. Yeah, we all know that. Everybody knows that.
Colony to clean it up overnight. And it's getting a little late in the year now, but early in the year, the queen will have it laid up in a couple of days.
Hold on.
If I haven't studied it, if I haven't tested it, if I haven't experienced it,
He'll make up an answer.
I will not make up an answer. I will point you in the right direction to the best of my abilities.
Hey, let me present.
Oh.
Great questions, people. If you ask me a question, I may just give you a question back. I believe in the Socratic method of teaching, where if I ask you enough questions back, you can often answer the question yourself. I'm trying to teach you how.
Try to cheat you. Okay. Try to cheat us. Let's see. I made a fallacy. Hold on. Trust me, it gets really weird here.
How to think like a experienced beekeeper of answering your own questions.
No pressure. When you cull drones, when you pull them out of the colony as a part of varroa management, can you put them back in the colony and have them clean it up? I'll answer this since I do it all the time. Yeah, just let them thaw. Yeah, they'll clean them up overnight. A big, strong colony will clean it up overnight. And it's getting a little late in the year now, but early in the year, the queen will have it laid up in a couple of days. And, 11 days later, you'll be able to repeat the process.
But my answer would be, what's your objective? What was your objective?
Will they do it overnight? Like, when are you putting it in? You putting it in right before it gets dark? And they're gonna empty it out and drag them out overnight? I don't know.
Of killing the drones.
Killing the mites.
And how high was the mite level?
I dissected a frame the other day. I dissected 171 drones, and I had 12 mites.
Okay, so if you have a mite level that's higher, you're going to have deforming virus in those drones. Okay, if you let the bees clean it up, that exposes all those bees to deforming virus. So if your objective were to keep the deforming virus levels as low as possible in the colony, I would not let them clean it up.
Chicken.
Right.
Well, they just disagreeing right there, sitting next to each other over something so dumb. Drone removal. Such a waste.
And experiments of scraping, just going in instead of freezing them. Why bother freezing? Take your capping scratcher and scrape them. Put it right back in right then. Save the step. What I found was that then exposes the bees to a lot of deforming virus, and that may not be of benefit.
Because once again, the mites are just the vector. It's the virus that's the issue.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Question over here was
The other thing is, if you only had 13 mites and all that many drones, what's the point?
Well, it was sort of research and development, right? Doing a little mini Harbo assay.
I didn't
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever you want to sound smart,
Virus
just start
killed
talking
by
about
the
a hard
freezing
bow
process
assay.
or no?
Is the virus killed by the freezing process? That's right.
Can the virus be passed through wax?
Can the virus be passed through wax? T-form.
So here's where I think it got weird. I think it got weird here. This is really annoying because I do not want to watch this video. Yeah, I don't want to watch this. I just want to see this really weird part.
Virus.
Suppose I have the virus and I'm all done. I pull the honey, all the broods hatched out, and I've got a frame of bees that did have the deformed wing. Next year I dump in new packages.
So what your question was, can the virus be passed from the surface of combs?
Correct.
That's not in the wax.
Right.
That's on the surface of the combs.
Okay.
Could you please rephrase your question?
Oh yeah, that's where it got fucking weird. Oh god, this dude, yeah, he really letting this get to his head here. He wants dude to rephrase his question. That this guy Oliver already like belittled him and rephrased it for him. But watch this prima donna behavior here. Watch this. I'm telling you, these dudes get some notoriety and they become these weird prima donnas here. Look at this shit.
And you just need to repeat the question. You need to repeat the rephrased question.
Yes.
I'm not going to take any shit from this guy, okay?
Nobody does.
He couldn't just laugh. He had to put the microphone up to his mouth while he laughed so everybody could hear that laugh. Strange. So here they're playing these weird games, and I know somebody's gonna say, he's just joking around. Something about that really would have had me getting. I would have just told him to fuck off. You're gonna answer a question or what? You probably got paid. Like, answer the question. Dance.
Can the virus be passed through the surface of the comb?
Can the virus?
From, season to season, freezing weather and so on.
Can the virus be passed from when you put a new package in and they come in contact with virus that might be left on the surface of the comb?
After storing it over the winter.
After storing it over the winter.
Gotta repeat it accurately.
Ooh. And he just keeps going like the joke's over.
Okay, so there is some small amount of viruses that will survive, but RNA viruses do not last very long.
Anyway, I just when I saw that, I somehow saw that. I said, wow, that was the weirdest interaction I've ever seen. I would just, the fucking audacity these people have. But anyway, okay, so that's it. I'm not going to keep going forever. I wanted to investigate that comment to see if it had any basis in fact or anything, if it made any sense. And turns out it was just a bunch of weird trolling, like weird obsessive, really weird shit. Totally incorrect. Like, yeah, if that's the best someone can do, it is point out fallacies in like normal speech and be wrong so many times. Like, I wasn't even in a debate. Why don't you let me be in a debate and then point out fallacies? Anyway, so hopefully this works out and put this on YouTube. Thanks for watching, everybody. Whoever could sit through that, you deserve something, because I could see it being really boring. But all right, I'm out of here. Have a good night. See you on the next one.